What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Blam hitting you guys with another commentary. Um, Back off hiatus. Sorry about that, guys. It's been about 4 or 5 days since I posted a video. I apologize for that. That won't happen again as long as I can help it. But I'm back. I'm back, and I'm glad to be back. I'm doing what I love to doing. And today's video was about tactics versus talents. Um, Especially in first person shooters, these things are real prominent. You know, you have guys like Marker J who leans towards the talent side. You got guys like Wings of Redemption who's also talented, but he's more tactical. You know, um, some have advantages over the other, but there's really no different. You know what I mean? They're both effective. You know, if you apply them in the right way. You know, so I'm going to be covering those two things. First thing is going to be talent. Talent. I look at guys like I look at guys like Marka J, Fearcrads, Sandy Rapids, those kind of guys who are more on the talent side. They're very tactical also. If you go through their gameplay, you see a lot of the small things that they do um, throughout the game that's tactical. But I mean, they're just monsters. Like hand-eye coordination, awareness. Those are things you can't teach. That's why I'm kind of leaning them towards the talent side. You can't teach a guy that to know how to turn around and aim up at some guy who's behind him. You know what I mean? Like you can't teach that kind of stuff. It's natural. Like either you have it or you don't. Your awareness and your reaction time to certain situations and what to do in those situations. That's what separates guys like them from normal players. Um, there's also a couple small little things. They're also very tactical when they play. You can see throughout their gameplay, any one of their gameplay, not just specifically them, but other guys also that they get in the cover. They don't put themselves in bad situations. They don't put themselves in bad spots, and they capitalize on other people's mistakes. Those are the big things. Then you have guys who are more kind of like Wings of Redemption, who kind of let the game come to them. They don't really rush around. Not that he's not talented on the sticks, because he's a very talented player. He just dominates in a different way. He kind of lets the game come to him. He kind of lets other guys make mistakes, and he capitalizes on them. He may be sitting back. It may look campy, quote unquote, which I don't have a problem with. If you whatever play style fits you. Whether it's you sitting behind a rock for 6 minutes, then that's just you. Because honestly, the game I'm a domination player, and you sitting behind a rock is not really as effective as you going to get on the flag. So you can sit there and lose the game while I run around and win the game. So camping doesn't really bother me. But whatever fits your purpose. Now back to Wings. He's a lot more tactical in my opinion. He'll use cover, lines of sight, different things like that, which they use too, but they're a little bit more active during the game. He's not as active. So that's why I kind of put him on the tactical side. Things are interchangeable. Depends on what kind of player you are, but you also got to have the skill to go behind what you're doing. If you're the type of player that want to run around and get 100 kill games and triple Moabs, and things like that, you have to have the skill to back that up. You can't. Too many guys I see run around, they get caught up in this YouTube thing. It's no problem with that, but they get caught up in it without having the skill to go behind it. And it actually hurts your team. Especially if you're playing with guys who are trying to actually win the game. You know what I mean? It kind of hurts your team because you put yourself in bad positions and you put your team in a bad position. So you got to have the skill to go behind that. Not everybody's as talented as them. That's just how the cookie crumbles. You just got to do what you can do and be effective at what you do. Um, so either one of them are interchangeable. I know a lot of players that do both. Sometimes I do both depending on how the game's going. It also depends on the flow of the game and things like that. So if we run into a team and they're really competitive and they're dominating us, or they're really making a strong push, you know what I mean, and it's a kind of back and forth close games, I'll change my style up throughout, mid game to try and compensate for what's going on. So, it's all about that too. But either one is just as effective. You know what I mean? There's no really, if you're a guy that rushes around and you can do well doing that, well then do it. It's no problem with that. I don't have any problem with that. You know what I mean? If you're a guy that tend to sit back because you may not be as good at rushing around and getting in the spawns and clearing them out as other people, then do that. You know what I mean? Just be effective. As long as it's effective, I don't care. You know what I mean? So those are the two huge differences between tactics and talent. Um, Tactics, you can teach. Talent, you really can't teach. Either you have it or you don't. It's just like sports, really. I mean, you got a guy like Kobe Bryant who can shoot well, who can dribble the ball well. Those are things you can teach. But his mentality is you can't teach that. You can't teach killer instinct. You know what I mean? So and to make a comparison to some real world thing. So that's basically kind of what I wanted to talk about. What do you guys think about tactics and talent? You know what I mean? What do you guys look at it as? Do you guys see one as being better than the other? Because honestly, the YouTube community tends to go towards the rushers a lot more. Like, and I don't know why. You know what I mean? If you're effective at both, then I guess it's because it's more entertaining to watch. But as long as you're effective at what you're doing, then I don't really have an issue. I don't have a problem. People call wings, and guys like him that play that way campy, 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 and that word gets thrown around a lot. I think people tend to just follow the crowd. You know what I mean? If he's effective at what he's doing, leave a man alone. You know what I mean? You can't get mad at him. If he's sitting there killing you, don't go that way. It's ways around it. You know what I mean? Don't. If he's killing you from head glitching behind the wall, then try something different. Switch up. Then maybe you need to make an adjustment. If you're dying that way a lot, and you seem to be playing against players that play that way a lot, that's when you make an adjustment. Don't just call him a camper and send him a bad message saying "f you." But that's really all I wanted to talk about today. Oh, I also have an update for you guys. Um, I'm getting a PVR hopefully pretty soon. I have that in the works. Also, I'm talking to some people about getting a website made to kind of tie everything together. I'm also creating a Facebook page. I'm also creating a Twitter page, probably Twitch TV also. And I'm going to have a hub, kind of a one-stop central place where you can go outside of YouTube to tap into, all of those different parts of my channel. So that's coming up. I'm really excited about everything. I'm really excited about the support. I appreciate every view, every comment, every favorite, every like, everything you do. Just come and stop by my channel, say something. I appreciate everything. So that's really all I wanted to talk about. You guys, what do you guys think about tactics and talent? What does you guys take on the subject? And hit me back. I like to see what people think. And I think there's a lot of people out there that have thought about this that haven't gotten a chance to ask anybody. So, yeah, rate, comment, subscribe if you like what you hear, guys. And I am out.